was a political alliance. Solomon had married the daughter of Pharaoh, and he builds a palace for her. We learned that earlier if we're reading through 1 Kings. It's already told us about that. And to the daughter of Pharaoh, he added many, many, many more. The count here is breathtaking, right? I've got all I can handle with one. So when I do these numbers, whoa. And case in point, I'm probably going to be in the doghouse tonight when I go home. So I hope that my wife is taking care of our daughter rather than listening to the sermon. 1 Kings notes that he went after false deities named Ashtoreth and Milcom, and that he built a place for the worship of the abominable gods Chemosh and Molech right there on the Mount of Olives. 2 Kings 23:13 later on is going to refer to the Mount of Olives as the Mount of Corruption because of the high places that were there. And just so you know, when we talk about Molech, like some of the profile of this false god, at least sometimes the worship of this god involved child sacrifice. Right? So now this is introduced to Jerusalem. And 1 Kings 11:8 says, "And so he did for all his foreign wives who made offerings and sacrificed to their gods." And so you've got the temple for Yahweh there, but then you've also got these places of worship for other gods not far off. And so the man who built the temple of Yahweh turns around, think about how appropriate that phrase is, right? And sets up these sites for the worship of false gods. And this is so deeply and sadly and heartbreakingly ironic because Solomon was so wise, right? Yet Proverbs 9:10 says, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is insight." And then in Proverbs 16:6 it says, "By the fear of the Lord one turns away from evil." Solomon wrote these words. And yet at the end of his life, he turns away from the fear of the Lord into falsehood. At the beginning of his reign, we saw Solomon's wisdom. But at the end of his reign, we see great, great folly. And